5 types of relationships are important. Bonding with opposite sex attraction. Meaning a man who, maybe he is married, but he can be a good friend to a homosexual in a non-sexual relationship. So bonding with opposite sex attraction, men, women who know that you are same-sex attraction, but they are bonding with you. See, when I was practicing psychiatry, I remember a gentleman, a good Christian man, Protestant. He was referred to me by his psychologist just to give him medication for depression or anxiety. So I was not doing with him the therapy, the counseling. She was, she had a very high position in the medical school. She was marital health department chairman, wonderful lady. And she used to refer to me some people, for medication. But she was doing the therapy. So when he came to see me, I got to know him, but I was not doing therapy, so he didn't come to me to change. He was gay, very nice man. I mean, so polite, so tender. There are men who are tender, loving. And this man used to spend a whole month in a monastery in Boston. At the time I was in North Carolina, and he was also residing in North Carolina. He used to go for a whole month in Boston, must be a Catholic monastery or so, and he spent 1 month there, just for his spiritual, being. Wonderful, wonderful human being. So you don't think that gay or homosexual or so are just different breed. No, they are like us. And maybe they are even more kind and gentle than we are. They are wonderful human beings, but they have issues. They have issues. I have another lady, she was a lesbian. I left North Carolina in 2004. How many years now? 15 years? Till today, she sent me an email every Christmas. And I was seeing her also for medication, not for counseling. And she is a lesbian. So what I'm trying to say from here, they are wonderful people, but they have issues. Like any of us, we have issues. It doesn't have to be sexual issues. It can be other problems. So 5 types of relationship are important. Bonding with opposite sex attraction, men, women who do not know about, So they need also bonding with people who don't know. They don't know they are gay or lesbian or so on. They need bonding with other men, women who experience unwanted same-sex attraction. So they can help them through it as well. They need mentors who had been through this and now they are no longer practicing homosexuality. And they need mentor who just have nothing to do with, this kind of lifestyle. So as you can see, bonding. That's what they are looking for, because they never bonded with their father if they were boys, or they never bonded with their mother if they were females, unfortunately. And we'll get to that as we move on. But we need to remember, healing for homosexuality is a journey, not a destination. is like, a drug addict. To maintain the person without being involved in drugs is a lifetime struggle. Same thing with the same-sex attraction, is a journey. Know the truth. No one is essentially born with same-sex attraction. Keep that in mind. Nobody was born to be homosexual or lesbian. No one simply chooses to have same-sex attraction, and change is possible. So don't think about, well, this is the way they are. No, that's a myth. Nothing is true in this. So no one is essentially born with homosexual feelings. There is no scientific data to substantiate a genetic or biologic or hormonal basis for same-sex attraction, and we'll get to that in more detail to prove it to you. And no one simply chooses to have same-sex attraction. Same-sex attraction is the result of temperamental, familial, environmental, and social influences. And let me tell you this, I wish I have a slide to show you, but you know what a continuum is? Continuum. One end is one extreme, the other end is other extreme. So this sexuality is a continuum. There is one end heterosexual. They are just interested in the opposite sex. And the other extreme of that continuum is homosexuality. They are attracted to the same sex. And we all are on that continuum somewhere. Somewhere. So somebody may be 90% heterosexual. Somebody may be 80% homosexual, but they also like the other sex too. No one is 100%, what I'm trying to say. If you are 100%, you will not have, you will not deal with your same sex, period. If you are 100% heterosexual, you will not even be talking to the other sex. You are not interested. That's not it. We are somewhere on that continuum. So if a man is so kind, so sweet, so nice, you would say, well, he acts like a girl. Yeah, maybe he's 40%, 60% heterosexual or so. So what? A girl who is just so firm and, my God, who I'm talking to here, and you step back. So maybe she is a little bit, maybe 50% heterosexual. We are on that continuum. There is nothing wrong with that. That's how we were raised, and we learn from our families and so on. So it's a continuum. And what was learned can be unlearned. When the issues of the past are resolved and unmet love needs fulfilled in healthy, non-sexual relationship, when gender identity will be experienced and heterosexual desire may arise back. And that's why bonding and friends are so essential in this matter of same-sex attraction. And someone said, one loyal friend is worth than 1,000 relatives. Loyal friend. So true in our life. So some definitions. There are men and women who experience unwanted same-sex attraction, and they do not wish to live a homosexual life. So it's just against their belief, so to speak. Others accept their same-sex attraction, adopt a gay identity, and live a homosexual life. And when they want to change, it gets harder and harder because they lived this life for some time. Someone who is bisexual is one who experiences attraction to both genders. He may choose to accept those desires or seek change. Bisexual. And you hear about people who, you know, who can have a relationship with either sex. Transgender, man or woman, believes they were born the wrong sex and seeks to live life as the opposite gender. He or she may undergo sexual reassignment surgery. Transgender. When I was doing my residency training in the early 80s, we had a resident who was much older than us as a resident. Very interesting person. He did all kinds of jobs before. Even he was a photographer going to weddings and take pictures and photographer. He did all kinds of things. Very bright man, very bright man. And very sweet man, very kind. He was, at one point, he was the chief resident. He was like my boss. And he was interested to know about the Coptic Church and so on. And I think he was originally Lutheran. And Lutheran are close to the Catholic. So they have sacraments and so on. And he was very kind to me. And during residency, he was married and he has 2 kids. And towards the end of his residency training, he started a wild life. Drinking, dating girls, and and he was married at the time. And having a relationship with girls and so on. And, he had very beautiful girls to pick, of course, Doctor, what do you think? And then, all of a sudden, he left the town after he finished residency, and he started his practice. It was a private practice. He was very, very successful. He was working also in hospital. He was working like 24/7. I mean, making a lot of money. Unbelievable. Very bright man. And very good psychiatrist. Then after that, I heard that he decided he is not a man anymore. He wants to be a woman. Long story short, he went through the whole thing with hormone therapy and surgery and on and on. And he changed to be a woman he was close to 60 years old. Now he is living no sexual life in his life, period. Not with men or women or nothing. But he has a lot of friends, just friends. And he still keep in touch with me because we know that you mentioned the head of the marital health department, Dr. Schumacher. He was in therapy with her for a while. The thing is that she was so clear-minded to the last day. But the problem was that she has severe, severe osteoporosis. She was in pain day and night. Very, very nice lady. Anyway, long story short, she moved to Michigan. And then I don't know if any of you heard about Henry Ford Village, is a rest home with all kind of degrees, if they need total care and so on. So she lived in that village, very nice place. And I used to go and visit her from time to time, and she met me, or who he became a she, met me there, and very nice person. I mean, he didn't change from the time, he changed his name, made it a woman name. But, he used to travel just to see her. How kind. And travel from North Carolina to Michigan, and sometimes driving just to go and see her. So what I'm trying to say is that people, they are not Satan, they are not devils, They are human beings, but they have their issues. Anybody can raise their hand and say, I am perfect? I don't see any hand. Nobody is perfect. So we have our issues, they have their own issues. But, we cannot just look onto them and just push them down, in the dust, because we have our own issues as well. So, anyone who experiences same-sex attraction is latently, keep that in mind. Deep down, he is heterosexual and merely stuck in an early stage of psychosexual development.